I personally don't do any type of advertisement. I could.
Yeah.
I could do a ton of it, but here's the one thing that I do know. I can go in and I can spend money on advertising, and I'll tell you the biggest thing about advertising. The reason why people advertise so much. You got people with $10,000 a month, $50,000 a month. I know I work with people who they spend $1 million a month on advertising, and dude, they're not making much more above that. I mean, it's the margins aren't really that big. And here's the problem with that. Most people advertise because they don't know how to sell. And it's because they haven't done the math. And they haven't figured out, dude, what's it look like when I do cold call somebody, and how do I even get a deal out of that? And so the biggest thing, a lot of people always talk about, dude, I don't have money to advertise. Like you said, you started with $300. Well, dude,
yeah.
Everybody's always talking about how broke they are. Dude, you're not broke, because the one thing that it takes to cold call, it takes courage.
Yeah, that right there, which you got to have to be in business anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have a phone. You got to have courage. And that's the one thing that everybody can have. So,
right.
Courage is something that, you don't have to go buy it. You just got to get frequent with what you're doing to get good at it. But you got to have the courage to say, look, man, I'm going to pick this up. I know that what I'm doing, people need right now. I know that what I'm doing is one of the better services out there in the business right now in the marketplace. And if you don't have the feeling that, look, it'd be unethical if I wasn't contacting more people about my service and what I bring to the table,
right?
Then you're doing then you need to get your courage up. You need to be thinking.
And that's the one I love, Steve, is when people are like, well, man, I don't want to bother people because, and I get this a lot. I hate when people cold call me and they bother me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know who you're comparing yourself to? You're comparing yourself to the people you can barely understand that's calling from a third world country selling you how to be on the first page of Google, because that's the only person that ever cold calls me. I don't ever get a viable service. And so, when I tell the guys, I'm like, if you're calling a property manager and you can remove the green stuff off the side of their building, or you can fix their leaky toilets, or you can increase their energy efficiency with new HVAC systems and make them more money, you're doing them a disservice by not calling them.
Exactly. Well, because look, man, the only reason people buy services, the only reason they buy products, it's to solve problems, right? And so you got to think about that before you make the cold call.
Yeah.
You got to make that, dude, who am I calling? How am I going to help them out? How am I really going to help them out? And so for me, like, I sell a product that actually trains salespeople to be better and more efficient at what they do.
Right.
But I'm not calling the salesperson. I'm actually calling the business owner.
Right.
The business owner wants something completely different, right? What's he looking for? He's looking to buy time, right? He's looking for less headaches because he's got all these other things going on. And so when I think about that, dude, my pitch is different than what my deal is. And so for you, when you're contacting a property manager, you got to think about, look, what's actually going to grab this guy's attention in a way that's going to solve a problem for him where he's like, oh, wow, dude, you know what? Actually, I would probably take that call. I'm glad that guy gave me a call today because, dude, I was sick of looking at that deal up on the sign. I'm sick of looking at this. And, man, I'm actually glad that guy gave me a call because, man, that thing's been running through my mind. That'd be another thing that I could get off my plate right now so that I can go do these other things. That's the guy you're calling.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I agree. Well, Steve, how can people find you, man? How can they get a hold of you? I know you guys are running like a crazy special right now with Carroll University, so I'm going to let you throw them a little, as Gary Vee says, throw them the right hook, man.
Yeah, guys. You can go to CardoneUniversity.com. You can see the product that helped me go from making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year to the top 1% earners as a salesperson. But you got to skill up. So you can go to CardoneUniversity.com. That's everything that I talked about on this podcast will be in depth training there. But guys, go follow me. Connect with me on Facebook, Steve Spray. You can connect with me anywhere else, pretty much Steve Spray, or Twitter at Scuba Steve Spray. Guys, I'll be there. I would love to give you tips and would love to help anybody out any way I can.
Cool, man. And real quick, before we went, all top sales guys have nicknames, right? Like, I go by Coach Carroll. It's like, how'd you get Scuba Steve?
Dude, so I came into the office and there was one of the managers that was working with Grant at the time. I dropped in there, man. He just would always call me Scuba Steve. I'd be walking in the hallways. He'd be like, Scuba Steve. And so it was one of those things that just like caught on, and so it's kind of funny. People always ask me like, hey, do you scuba dive? Things like that. I'm like, I'm always hunting for whales, but
I love it, man.
No. Yeah. So it was just kind of like a a nickname that somebody started calling me, and it just kind of connected. And then, I dropped it on my Twitter handle, and now I got a bunch of followers. Everybody calls me Scuba Steve, so it kind of stuck with me.
It's cool, man. Hey, it's memorable though, right? It's
Exactly.
staying in attention. So
Yeah,
awesome,
exactly.
man. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming by, and
Yeah, thanks a
loved
lot.
having you here on the Sales Factory.
Hey, man, I appreciate you having me on, DJ. Thanks a lot.
Hey guys, if you liked what you just saw, make sure to subscribe down below. Just hit the button there. I've got a lot of stuff coming out this year. It's going to be huge. I've been working on the YouTube channel for a while now, but I can really feel the clarity coming to me. Going to be stepping it up big time this year. Lots of interviews, lots of videos coming. Going to do my own thing. I feel like 2015 was the year of finding me. So Coach Carroll's here. Make sure you subscribe.